Welcome back to Tales from the PowerAge, and tonight we are talking all things Judas Priest. How are you doing, guys?
Yeah, good, mate.
Good, excellent. So this is all about Judas Priest and the amazing Invincible Shield, which was released a couple of weeks ago. So we've all got our copies, and that's a nice little signed card that came with it as well. So that's cool, yeah. And we actually went to see Judas Priest at an interview in Kingston a couple of weeks ago. It was the first one they've ever done. It was sort of an open interview in Prism in Kingston, which was really great, really interested. Lasted just under an hour. We videoed all of that, which is on the live channel, so please check that out. And whilst we're talking about checking things out, please give us a sub, hit the hell's bell, and get involved and let us know what you think. So this was the last night, I think, of the UK tour. They're now heading over to Europe. There were three bands on the bill in total. Judas Priest headlining, the mighty Saxon, first band I ever saw live, and Uriah Heep, who were also playing. But sadly, we missed them due to malfunction in the local Wetherspoons, JJ Moons. I'm going to give them a shout out, not for a good reason. The drinks would take 40 minutes to turn up on the app, which was an absolute disgrace. And that's why we missed Uriah Heep. So I think we should probably write to Tim Martin and ask for a proportion of our money back off the ticket, given we missed them. So sorry for anyone who's looking for them. So let's go into the gig. It was at Wembley Arena. So Gab, do you want to just talk us through?
Well, yeah, that's the shot of us. We were off to the right-hand side, looking out from the stage. Actually, pretty good view, wasn't it? It was good.
It's brilliant, yeah.
Yeah, and that's just the view from where we stood. Completely packed, completely sold out, I would say, or very close to sold out. Full of enthusiasm and excitement. It was, I mean, you're never going to get these two guys again together, I don't think. And everyone knew it, and everyone had stupid grins on their faces, you know. And coming from both bands, just delivering fantastic new albums as well. It was. You know, we were saying when we were there, we don't actually mind if they do a ton of songs off the new albums because they're so good. When do you normally say that? You know, so we also managed to score some picks from a good friend of ours, Borlo. Thank you, mate.
Cheers, Borlo.
You can show those.
Just like to show. Yeah, look how thick that pick is. I've never seen a pick that thick in my entire life. How he plays with that, I really don't know. It's just immense.
Yeah, it's really weird, isn't it? And then there's a Saxon one. Really cool. Brian, actually. The main man. Yeah, so...
Ian...
yeah, and we got a kind of a more generic...
There's quite a lot of Brian ones about, because I've got this one.
We've got loads of Brian ones between us.
He's only been in the band 3 minutes. He's got about 82 picks.
And more collectible, of course.
Oh, just finally, worth showing this one. This is actually
this
is a Glenn Tipton one, so that's mega rare.
Yeah, that is awesome.
That is very cool. Yeah,
which is awesome. Excellent. So we then obviously we've missed Uriah Heep, which we've talked about. So sorry, guys.
Sorry about that.
Jam, you obviously a massive love. We all love Saxon, right? We think they're brilliant, but Jam is on a different level of love for Saxon. So, do you want to just talk us through your excitement? And
the thing is, I didn't mind that Wetherspoons was a bit stacked up with getting people beers because I was getting pretty faces anyway.
And people don't forget that we were actually in the seats. So how we managed to get these pictures, we don't know.
This is exclusive Jam footage.
Well, no, just to clarify, we had a few beers. We managed to get in the pub for 5 o'clock. We had some lovely lagers in the JJ Moons. Lovely. We had a nice journey down to the arena. Got ourselves in, and you saw where we were up the side, and it was a fantastic view. We had a great view. But when Saxon came on stage, I moved forward to the front of the barrier that we had up the side and took a video. And you'll see that on the live channel, I think. I did Roswell, something in Roswell. And I just thought, hold on a minute. I love Saxon so much, and I've had a shitty last 12 months or so. There's been a lot going on in my personal life, and the metal gods, the Karma metal gods, have got to surely throw me a bone, for God's sake. And I thought, it's all seats downstairs. No one had a wristband on because normally if it's standing at Wembley,
that was weird, wasn't it? That was weird.
To get in and out, and I thought they've not got wristbands. Surely it's just a matter of using your charm. That must be it. It can't be anything else. I thought I'm a charming kind of guy, and I freaking love Saxon so much. So I thought, let's go and find out. Have a quick wee and then go down the front. And I did, and it wasn't difficult. And there was a spare seat in row A next to these couple of guys here that you'll see in this video. Great guys. Shout out to them because I did give them a card each from the pod and chatted to them about metal at half time. A couple of great guys who had a real good bit of fortune. When they got their tickets, they literally went in on the phone as you do to get the tickets, and they literally got row A and they couldn't believe it. And I was really pleased with them. They're great guys. And yeah, I found myself in the front row, and this was absolutely awesome. I took this video, thought, let me take the video of the first song they play ready for when I get booted out. But I didn't. So I managed to watch the whole gig from here. And
so we've got a ton of these on our live channel, haven't we?
Yeah.
So it sounds from the PowerAge live. We've got loads of Priest, loads of Saxon. So we can't play it with the music here because we'll get copyrighted. So go over to that channel and check it out.
Love the way you can see the Priest logo in the background when you're watching Saxon. It's brilliant.
It's brilliant, isn't it? They also there's also a vid of Glenn Tipton coming out. So it was I think only one of 2 dates that he came on. And correct me if I'm wrong. Please say it. Let us know in the comments.
Yeah, I think he did Birmingham and London.
Birmingham and London, didn't he? So yeah, amazing.
But the thing is, as far as the Saxon fans are watching this, there were still loads of people in that arena. Now, I've never seen a band get greeted like that as a support band at Wembley Arena. It was full. When Saxon were on stage, it was full, and that doesn't normally happen. It was just
it was bloody brilliant.
Fair play to Judas Priest and the boys because they fully, as far as I'm concerned, they gave over the full sound. They gave over some superb lighting. Saxon's back line of marshals, and they had Hellfire Damnation written. They had a proper stage show.
It was practically a co-headline, wasn't it?
Well, it was. They did over an hour.
Yeah.
They did over an hour.
Look at the song.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Can I just chip in? I said to my mum, she said, where did you go last night? I said, I went to see Judas Priest and Saxon. And she was giggling away. I said, we're playing all the classics you love, Mum. Motorcycle Man, Wheels of Steel, etc. And she was thinking back to those.
Of course, she absolutely loves them, doesn't she?
Does those halcyon days, Electric Eye, etc. But it did make me think, actually, thinking back to those days. I'm thinking Judas Priest, obviously, but thinking back to those days, Saxon were the first band I saw at Oxford Apollo, 1,800 capacity. They did play Hammersmith. These guys are playing big arenas now than they were 40 years ago. I mean, it's absolutely insane, isn't it, when you think about it?
That's because the songs are better now.
I was saying,
didn't Biff say they've never played Wembley before?
No,
he did, yeah. That's exactly what he said, yeah. Absolutely right. I just remembered you, I've
seen them in so many different places. I've saw them in the Rivermead at Leisure Complex with you Gaps, I think in Reading.
Yeah, in Reading, yeah.
The Roundhouse, lately they've played the Roundhouse, which I love as a venue.
Yeah, it's been there, seen them there.
In there as well. But do you know what, Jam, I found a flyer from 2010 or 2028, I think it was 2008, and they were playing the Coco in Camden.
Oh,
I saw them.
Really?
Headlining
the Coco in Camden. Yeah.
But I saw them at the Astoria as well, and Shepherd's Bush Empire. But the Astoria, which I can't remember that wasn't a big. That didn't hold. It was less than 1,000, wasn't it? The Astoria.
It's quite big.
As far as the people that are there, again, I'm a massive advocate, as you know, of new Saxon. For me, Saxon regenerated in '91 within a Sanctum and that sort of thing. And as far as when Doug Scarrett joined the band, they took on a whole new lease of life. You get some people, I think the other side of 55, 60 that say, yeah, there's 3 good Saxon albums. I just want to hear them. I would happily go and see Saxon all day long and have not a single song from before, the single song from before '91.
Ditto, mate.
The last 2 records they've done, I thought Carpe Diem was the greatest record of the 21st century until
Hellfire and Damnation came out, which is better.
Yeah, and I listened to it yesterday and I was searching everywhere for a bad song. It's immense. It is the greatest rock album of the 21st century. I could not find a bad song on it. I searched high and low. So give it a listen, guys. It's absolutely freaking immense.
It is brilliant. Yeah.
So give us a comment, right? So I'm sure you'll all be agreeing with Jam, or you might have a different view. So look, the three guys, excluding me, did a vid in between. I was at the bar and I'm buying them all a little gift. And whilst we were making the most of our time, the guys did a little vid in between Saxon and Judas Priest. So
it's a bit noisy, but we'll show it to you now.
Good evening.
Good evening.
This is Gappy from Tales from the PowerAge, and we are here watching. We've just seen Saxon. We're going to be watching Judas Priest very shortly. Saxon were absolutely immense. One of us managed to get down on the front row.
Well, yeah, if you
Fuck knows how, because he was in the seats. But there you go. That's the way we fucking roll.
Seems to be quite a lot of swears in this one.
we can bleep that out. No, honestly, Saxon were outstanding. I'm sorry, but the new album's just brilliant.
The new album's immense.
They played so well. I happened to land on the front row. If you look over to Tales from the PowerAge Live, it's a separate subscription. You'll see some videos, and they're just immense.
So what songs are there for new album? Madam Guillotine.
Madam Guillotine. They opened up with the prophecy.
Hellfire and Damnation.
Hellfire and Damnation.
And the most amazing, There's Something in Roswell.
Oh yeah.
You're going to see
My
that.
favourite song off the new album.
And I videoed that as well. Something from Roswell. That's from up a bit higher. Went up from the tier. But no,
Total headbang fest.
they were outstanding. They were
good.
so special.
I nearly broke my glasses during that one, to be fair. I had to take them off.
Rock and roll.
Yeah. But they were exemplary. Check out the videos. We're about to watch Judas Priest. I've just got a really special feeling that it's maybe the last time I see them. I think it's probably the best time I've ever seen them. What do you think?
Might be the last time we see him, but it's going to be the most amazing gig. The new album is absolutely fucking awesome.
Dad, what are your thoughts on Priest?
Oh, I love Priest. Saw them in '83 on the Defenders of the Faith tour. So, I mean, that's pretty hard to beat, but they always deliver. They're a great band, and this new album is just so good. It harks back to the past, but it's not living in the past. You know, it's just so. Every song's a banger. Yeah, very
Bad song on this album.
not a bad song. So, quite happy to hear as many as they want to play, really. But
Awesome.
the stage set looks good as well.
As you know, I've been down the front.
No, we're all good.
Fine. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Another fan.
Another fan of the pod just asking for a pose.
Just
we
wanted-
said no, sorry.
just wanted
We're
to tell
recording
you that.
at the moment.
I mean, come on, you've got the camera crew around us, it's obvious.
The other thing that I just wanted to comment is that I didn't know if it's in the full tonight. Wembley Arena is, I'd say
It's
it's
as full as I've ever seen it, to
It's
be
a
fair.
good 9/10 full, which is a testament to the metal and the state of British heavy metal at the moment. However, you've got to remember that the greatest British metal band of all time have played it also.
Yeah, Judas Priest.
Yeah, Judas Priest are coming on. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Anyway, we will try
Hey,
and
well,
check it
we'll
out.
try and see you later, if
Love
not.
you all.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, right. Look, I hope you enjoyed that. As you can probably appreciate, there hadn't been that much alcohol consumed at that point, maybe a little bit. But can I just say one thing?
Quite a lot, to be fair.
I'll say one thing about Wembley Arena. How can you justify charging £17.20 for a Jack Daniels and Coke? Well, it's absolutely outrageous.
What, for one?
It's funny,
For a double Jack Daniels and
Yeah.
Coke, £17.20.
you should say that.
Christ.
One of the things, a couple of points I just want to make, one about the music and one about the drink. I paid £3.37 for a pint of Bud up at JJ Moon's, and I thank you kindly. There was a massive wait, but it was still worth it. I had them on a roll. £8.49 for a pint in Wembley Arena for a pint of lager. I've never paid that before in an arena. £8.40. I had to have two as well because I was busting for alcohol at the time. They were on a night out. But £8.49 is an absolute fucking just disgrace. On the plus side, they have water dispensers. So when you found you've had a fair few lagers, when it comes to 9 or 10 o'clock-ish, get yourself a water. But the other thing, I just want to say sorry. They did a crowd choice. Saxon, they do it at all the gigs. Any of you that have caught them, they always do a crowd choice. Often it'll be between a couple of slows. It might be between Rockin' Again and Crusader. Well, this tour, this particular night that we went on, they gave us a choice between Crusader, Dallas 1 PM, and Strong Arm of the Law. They snuck Strong Arm in there, and I was like, whoa. And Biff went around and said, right, these are the choices. And he said Strong Arm of the Law. So I went mad. I went nuts. I haven't heard Strong Arm for a little while. I went nuts. But matey boy next to me, who, bless them, they invited me into their row. They took pity on me. It was lovely. He was like, I haven't seen Dallas 1 p.m. forever. I love it. And I went, then fair play, my friend. So I switched my allegiance. I went to Dallas 1 p.m. All three of us were shouting for it. Biff heard us, and they played Dallas 1 p.m. So,
from where we were sat, Crusader won by a mile.
Yeah, that's that way, yeah.
But you were way back. Biff only heard us, I think.
We weren't way back. We weren't way back, to be fair.
I don't think he heard you. But Dallas 1 p.m. It's such a metal version as well.
I love Dallas 1 p.m. It's one of my favourite Saxon songs, but I would have loved to have heard Crusader.
I would have done as well, because I don't think I've heard that since the Crusader.
I haven't heard it since 1985.
It's a great song. You're not going to, but anyway, just what I've mentioned, the crowd choice. I like that. And they do they do mix it up each night. So I've watched on YouTube videos and that. So yeah, but no, it's excellent.
Excellent. Well, that's Saxon. So huge thumbs up for Saxon.
Massive.
Yeah, massive. We love them. Good on you, Biff. Good on you, guys. Right, that takes us to Judas Priest. So again, Jammer would manage to get down the front, but I was stood next to Gaps. I think we took a couple of these photos. So Gaps, I know you've been really looking forward to it. What was your?
I had, yeah. I hadn't seen Priest since at Wembley since 2008. It was the Nostradamus tour, I think it was, in 2008.
Yeah,
and they had to pull a black curtain down halfway down the venue because it was really, really badly attended, and it wasn't great, to be fair. It really wasn't. But this album, when it came out, we all knew it was going to be brilliant. But this album is just absolutely fantastic. We knew they were going to play at least 2, 3, maybe even 4 songs of this album. I've listened to it again tonight, and it's been amazing. And you can see Rob there. He's going for it big time. It was absolutely amazing. And Richie has brought so much more to this band, because the last time I saw him, KK was still in the band, but Richie's brought so much to the band. He's brought all the songwriting to the band. They were absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, Richie's a star, isn't he? A total star.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
And Jam,
his guitar playing is, sorry to butt in again, his guitar playing is superb. On this record, it's some of the best lead guitar playing I've ever heard in my entire life. It's absolutely brilliant.
Well, there you go. Jam, you got some great footage from the front here. So
well, I was a bit concerned at half time when we went out and did our video. I was a little bit concerned that I might not be able to get my space back. You see, so I made friends with a big shout out, please, to all the stewards that I met on that Thursday night at Wembley Arena, because they were fantastic. There was only one idiot steward that I found, but there you go. But the rest were all brilliant, because of course I didn't have the exact right ticket for that row, so I had to make friends with them to make sure they realised that was where I belonged. But I went back down the front there, as we saw, and I thought, well, I might as well go a bit more front and centre, and it was a brilliant view. Got rapid fire on video, and we put that on the live channel. And Rob's his vocals in it are so good, aren't they? If you give that a listen, it's just so good, and he's so into it. When you watch that video and you see him singing,
brilliant.
Well, he's not singing; he's storming it like I do when if I'm really in the zone. You find yourself just like listening. You're walking around and he's so into it, which I just absolutely love. And the quality of his vocal is really amazing.
It surprised me how good his vocals were that night. It really did. Yeah. The screamy vocal he does, which he obviously is very famous for, was absolutely immense. I mean, in Sinner, it was unbelievable. He still hits all those high notes he used to do back in the day. It's just amazing.
I saw Panic Attack when they first started the tour. It was the first night, and it was a bit ropey. But he'd sorted it out by the time. On this night, Panic Attack was great.
A lot of the classics, which I noticed, a lot of the classics often as these bands get older, we're seeing them sort of towards the end of their careers. A lot of singers, especially, are having to tailor their vocal to the ability they've got. There wasn't much tailoring for Rob going on. He was still smashing it out. There's the odd where he might take the lower rather than the higher. That's absolutely fine, but not a lot. And a lot of these bands, you'll notice they do a lot of the mic to the crowd to sing that note. There was some, but not a lot of that.
No, not a lot at all.
Yeah. Okay. the set list was amazing, right? So, as we've already mentioned, Glenn came on for the last 2 tracks, Metal Gods and Living After Midnight, both of which are on the live channel. And as Jam's already pointed out, Rapid Fire is as well. I think there's a couple more on and more to come too. Gav, what are your thoughts around the set or the show? Because that was something that Rob had alluded to 2 weeks earlier when we were at prison in Kingston, that the stage set looked great. There were a couple of things that were brilliant, right?
Yeah, it was great. They had the kind of priest cross thing as the main kind of drop down feature, like the eagle for Saxon, and you know, lots of bands have something that comes down. But yeah, that's become a thing now. But it was lit better than it's ever been lit before, I think. So that was cool. They had some smaller ones around the stage as well. The last tour they had this kind of roadworks type effect, and thank God they got rid of that. So it was much more glamorous and cool looking. Some of the lights were just amazing. You know, it was a fantastic show. You know, lighting show.
I think they could have switched out Love Bites for something a bit more metal.
Yeah, I think that's in there because it's huge in America. I don't think it's ever been a particularly big song.
No.
Another one for me that surprises me, and it's never been a song I've really been keen on, is Turbo Lover.
Oh, I fucking love Turbo Lover. Sorry about the swearing there, but absolutely love that song.
If this tour's taught me nothing else, it's a massive banger for everyone else. Yeah, and it's just really weird, a song like that, and that's a little bit more commercial, a little bit, but yeah. And I think that's the other reason with Love Bites, though. Again, it's got that real American vibe in it. And
yeah,
live, it does sound good live, though.
But Turbo Lover still gets played on the radio and stuff, doesn't it? You know, on Planet Rock and what have you. So, and people have forgiven that album now. Obviously, when it came out and you're expecting another Screaming for Vengeance or something, it was a disappointment. But I don't think people.
It was a disappointment for me. I thought that album was immense.
Just to pick up on a point that you guys, when we were talking about Richie, and from where I was, if anything, I didn't get to the stage show. I was literally on the barrier for the first half of that set, and I was pretty much awestruck. I'm not going to lie. Rob was just blowing me away, and Richie was literally right in front of me, and I couldn't quite get my head around where I was, and it was just amazing. But towards the end, I'd got a little bit more used to it, and the guys were having a really great time. Richie and Monsieur Sneap, they were really enjoying it, and I took a few pictures. I think there's some pictures going to come up. Of them, all, you know, all bowing at the end. They're having a right giggle. They were really enjoying it. That wasn't a band going through any sort of emotions. That's a properly reinvigorated metal band. These two on the end, they were just pissing about. They were just having a laugh, and they're buzzing off the back of an awesome show. And you really got that feel from down the front. You could really see them just loving every single second of it. And
they're not pro photos people. They are proper photos from Mr. Jamison. They're absolutely amazing photographs.
One of Rob.
That one of Richie in the middle with the lights going off his head. That's just absolutely superb.
Really good. I think it's worth mentioning as well, Andy Sneap stepping back when Glenn came on stage, and I thought that was really respectful. He went
absolutely,
yeah, bottom corner of the stage and allowed Glenn his moment in the spotlight. And he did play the solos, right?
Yeah, we couldn't believe that. I thought
me and Gav got back into the gig and watched the last 2 songs, and we were really expecting Andy or maybe Richie to take the solos, but
that was brilliant.
But Glenn actually played the solos in the last 2 songs, and I had a bit of a tear in my eye. There's no doubt about that. It was just excellent. And he didn't just stand there, and he walked out to the crowd, and he was, you know. It was it was heart-wrenching. It really was.
He's going through a lot, and it's really great to see him out there and the band supporting that, which is
brilliant. I've got a bit of a tear in my eye just thinking about it now.
So there's Saxon, Judas Priest. Thumbs up for for Judas Priest as well. We had thumbs up for Saxon, amazing. So look, I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you've taken a lot from the night out. It was a Thursday night. We all really enjoyed it. One other comment to make: there was a guy that came up to me on the evening saying, we watch all your podcasts. So if you're watching this one, hi, and I hope you enjoyed the badge that you've got. They are rare, by the way. They're really rare. So hang on to that. You never know. So as already mentioned a couple of times, we have a live channel. So check that out. There's loads of Priest videos, Saxon video on there, more Saxon to come. A couple of Chris Shiflett videos uploaded from last night. Oh my, there's lots of stuff to come this summer as well. Some amazing gigs lined up. So If you want to see what's going on in the live scene, whether it's a small band, an independent band, or a massive rock stadium show, we've got all that coming this year. And there's a whole pile of stuff on there from the last few years as well. So look forward to that. You can find us on Facebook on Tales from the PowerAge. You can have a chat with us on Twitter. We're now up to nearly 2,000 posts on Twitter, believe it or not, or X as it is. And so, yeah, we're on there daily. So get involved there. We're online at www.talesfromthepowerage.com. And if you want some merch, our friend didn't need it, who met us the other night, because we gave him some free merch. You can go on there and purchase this said merch. So, look, I hope you enjoyed that. We'll look forward to seeing you soon. Priest, keep rocking on. And Saxon, you're awesome. Weatherspoons,
Please subscribe.
Sort your app out.
Yeah.
Speak to you later. Cheers, guys.
See you
Good night.
guys. Bye-bye.